Hello everybody, I'm Charlie, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make my delicious New Orleans stuffed bell peppers. That's right. Now, there's a reason why I call these New Orleans stuffed bell peppers, and here's why. There is a huge difference between how we do our stuffed bell peppers down here in New Orleans and the other people that do their stuffed bell peppers elsewhere. Now, here's the difference. The people that do their stuffed bell peppers elsewhere, they use tomatoes and carrots and potatoes. Oh no, we don't do that down here in New Orleans. What we do is we take our bell peppers and we make a stuffing. We use ground beef, breadcrumbs, and we add seafood such as shrimp and crab meat, and we even add ham to it. And that's how we do our stuffed bell peppers. And today I'm going to be showing you step by step on how to make this delicious holiday classic. So, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Okay, this is all what you're going to need to make your stuffed bell peppers, and we're going to get started with our ingredients. Okay, first things first, you're going to need 4 bell peppers. Now, I know this sounds like a little bit, but we're going to take these bell peppers and split them in half. So you're going to have about 8 bell peppers altogether. Okay? Alright. And along with that, you're going to need about 2 pounds of ground beef. Okay? Alright. Alright, and along with that, you're going to need 3 pounds of fresh Louisiana shrimp. Now, this shrimp is local and it has not been imported from China or anything like that. Okay? Alright, and along with that, you're going to need 1 stick of butter. It can be salted or unsalted, doesn't really matter. Okay? Alright, for our seasonings, you're going to need some breadcrumbs. Now, you can either use the plain or the Italian breadcrumbs, doesn't really matter. Okay? Alright, and along with that, you're going to need 1 yellow onion, some bell pepper, and some celery. Okay? Alright, and along with that, you're going to need some salt, some Tony Saturated Creole seasoning, some accent, some Seafood Magic by Chef Paul Prudhomme, and some Poetry Magic by Chef Paul Prudhomme, and some ground thyme. Alright? And for your optional ingredients, you can either use the diced ham, if you are using a diced ham, you might want to need about between a half a pound or a pound of that. Okay? And also along with that, you're going to need some lump crab meat. Now, don't use the imitation, real crab meat. Okay? Alright. Alright, and also for this recipe, we're going to make some shrimp stock. Now, this is homemade shrimp stock from scratch, not out of a can or the bottle or anything like that. I'm going to show you step by step on how to make this shrimp stock. Okay? And there we have it. Alright, let's get straight to it. Now, here I have 1 bell pepper. We're going to take that bell pepper and we're going to split it in half. Now, we're going to go ahead and remove the core out of the center of the bell pepper. And we're going to do this to all 4 bell peppers. We're going to end up with 8 bell peppers all together. And there you go. And this is how it's going to look when we get done. Now we're going to go ahead and chop up our seasoning. We're going to chop up 1 yellow onion. We're going to chop up our bell pepper. Make sure you remove the core out of the center. And we're going to go ahead and chop that up. Now we'll go ahead and chop up our celery. Make sure you rinse your celery off before you chop it. And we're going to chop that up. Now we're going to get started with our shrimp. Now we want to keep our shrimp as cold as possible, so we have an ice water bath underneath. Alright, here I have 1 shrimp here. We're going to take the head and we're going to remove that off the shrimp and place that into a bowl. And we're going to take the shell and we're going to peel that off the shrimp. Okay, and we're going to take the shell and we're going to place it into the bowl with the head, and we're going to take the tail and place it into a separate bowl. We're going to go ahead and devein our shrimp. As you can see, there's a dark line going along the back. We're going to take a sharp knife and we're just going to cut down the back of the shrimp. And as you can see, there's a dark string. We're going to go ahead and pull that out. And there you have it. Now we're going to go ahead and rinse our shrimp. We're going to take our ice water. We're going to place that into a strainer. I'm going to take our shrimp and we're going to add that right on in there. And we're going to rinse our shrimp off thoroughly with cold water. Alright guys, and there we have it. Our shrimp has been peeled, cleaned, and deveined. And there we go. Now over here we have our shrimp. And over here we have our shrimp heads, which we're going to make our stock. So let's get started with that. So we're going to preheat our fire to medium-high heat. Okay, so in a medium-sized pot, we're going to add 4 cups of water. Alright, and to that we're going to add about a teaspoon of Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning and 1 teaspoon of Chef Paul Prud'homme's Seafood Magic. And we're going to go ahead and mix that in. Alright, now that we got that nice and mixed in, now we're going to take our shrimp heads and we're going to add that right on in there. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and mix that in. And we're going to cover this and we're going to let this simmer for about 40 minutes. Alright, here I have a pot of nice hot boiling water. We're going to take our bell pepper halves and we're going to place that into the water. And we're going to let this boil for about 15 minutes. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes. Our bell pepper should be done by now. It should be nice and soft and lighter in color. Alright, so we're going to remove the halves out. And we're going to place those into a pan. And there we have it. Now we're going to go ahead and let this cool while we make our dressing. Alright, it's been about 40 minutes for our shrimp stock, and our shrimp stock is now done. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and turn our fire off. And we're going to strain our shrimp stock into a mesh strainer. And we're going to take our shrimp heads and we can just throw that away. Okay? And there you have it, guys. Shrimp stock. Nice and hot and ready to go. Alright, that is it for our stock and our seasoning, our shrimp, and our bell peppers ready to go. Now we're ready to get started on our ground beef. So we're going to preheat our fire to medium-high heat. Okay, so in a large saucepan, we're going to go ahead and add our 2 pounds of ground beef right on in there. And we're going to go ahead and mix that in. Alright, we're going to cover that and let that simmer for 3 minutes. Alright, it's been about 3 minutes, and as you can see, our ground beef is starting to turn a little brown in color. Now you want to take your spatula and just kind of chop the ground meat into little tiny pieces. I'm going to cover this and I'm going to let this simmer for 3 minutes. Alright, it's been about 3 minutes now, and our ground beef is almost done. We're going to just give this a quick stir for about 1 minute. Should be done within 1 minute. Alright, and there we have it, guys. Ready. Now we're going to go ahead and turn our fire off. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and strain our ground beef, and we have a pan underneath it to catch drippings. We're going to go ahead and drain all the grease out. Going to add that into a strainer. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and show you how much grease that is. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of grease. Oh my goodness. Alright, now we're going to preheat our fire to medium-high heat. Okay, so in a large saucepan, we're going to go ahead and add 6 tablespoons of salted butter. And we're going to let this butter melt. Alright, now that we got that nice and melted, now we're going to go ahead and add our onion right on in there. We're going to add our bell pepper right on in there. And we're going to add our celery right on in there. And we're going to go ahead and mix this in. And we're going to let this saute for about 5 minutes. Right, it's been about 5 minutes now. Now we're going to go ahead and take our ground beef and add it right on in there. And we're going to go ahead and mix that in. Alright, now that we got that nice and mixed in, now we're going to go ahead and add our shrimp right on in there. Now mind you, this is a lot of shrimp that we are adding in, but once we cook our shrimp down, the shrimp will shrink a little bit. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and mix this in. And we're going to let this saute for about 2 minutes. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and add about 2/3 cup of shrimp stock. And we're going to go ahead and mix that in. And we're going to let this cook for about 5 minutes. It may take longer because the shrimp is very cold. So we're going to cook it down a little bit. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead and add our seasoning. We're going to go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning, 1 teaspoon of Chef Paul Prudhomme's Seafood Magic, 1 teaspoon of Chef Paul Prudhomme's Poetry Magic, and 2 teaspoons of thyme. And we're going to go ahead and mix this in. Now you want to make sure that you taste your ground beef to see if it's at the right flavor that you want. If it doesn't come up to your desired flavor, just add a little bit more seasoning. And that's it. Alright, now that we got that nice and mixed in, now we're going to go ahead and add 1 cup of breadcrumbs. Now we're going to go ahead and mix that in. Now your mixture may be slightly thick, but if it is too thick, then you could add some more shrimp stock to it. Okay? But make sure it is at the right consistency that you want. Okay? Alright? And our stuffing for our stuffed bell peppers is now done. Quick and easy. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and turn our fire off. Now we're going to go ahead and stuff our bell peppers. Now here I have 1 bell pepper here. We're just going to go ahead and take a medium-sized spoon, a wooden spoon, and we're just going to place our stuffing right into the bell pepper. And we're going to stuff it, and stuff it, and stuff it. That can't be stuffed anymore. So just keep stuffing it. And you should be able to stuff 8 bell peppers with this. Alright guys, and there we have it. Finished stuffing our bell peppers. Now we're going to go ahead and take some breadcrumbs and we're going to sprinkle it right on top of each bell pepper. Alright guys, and there we have it. Stuffed bell peppers. Now you can freeze this and eat this anytime you want, at any time. Alright guys, and there we have it. Stuffed bell peppers, made by a New Orleans native. Thanks for watching. Now it's time to go ahead and take a bite. As you can see, I have 2 bell peppers up here. One is just not enough for me. Go ahead and have a little taste of this. Woo! It's good. I even got some baked macaroni with it. You'll taste that shrimp, I tell you that much. Rolling. Yeah. This stuffed bell pepper is so good. Oh my goodness. You gotta try. It's good. Ooh, man. It don't get any better than this, guys. Good. And there you have it. Stuffed bell peppers made by New Orleans native. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like up, subscribe to my channel so you can enjoy all of my delicious recipes cooked right here in my kitchen. If you have any questions or comments, please post them, or you can email me at charliethecookandrews@gmail.com. Until then, take care, and I hope you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.